Aging isn't what you expect. Until it is. Have you ever felt like growing older would be predictable, something you could prepare for? But then, out of nowhere, life throws you curveballs in the most ordinary moments. It could be at the grocery store, a walk in the park, or a simple conversation with a familiar face, when suddenly, your mind blanks. You forget a name. A detail. A memory you thought was safe. These moments can be unsettling. Even embarrassing. But here's the truth. You are not alone. Let's meet someone who knows exactly how that feels. Her name is Margaret, 67 years old, spirited, sharp, and once the heart of every gathering. She used to spend her days exploring new places, brunching with friends, and living life at full speed. But something shifted. Lately, Margaret finds herself pausing mid-sentence, reaching for words that used to come easily. Tasks she once did without a second thought now take longer. Moments of forgetfulness sneak up, and with them comes frustration and a quiet sense of isolation. This isn't just Margaret's story. It's a silent truth many seniors face, often without anyone acknowledging it. And it doesn't come with warning signs or instructions. Your body changes. Your mind changes. Even how you relate to people can shift. It can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to stay that way. So today, let's walk beside Margaret as we uncover 12 real, rarely talked about challenges of aging and more importantly, how to handle them with grace, confidence, and wisdom. And if you've ever wondered, is it just me? The answer is no. Hit that like button, subscribe for more uplifting content, and let's begin this journey together. Large blue diamond sign number 1, forgetting names and important details. It happened to Margaret just a few weeks ago. She bumped into a neighbor, someone she'd shared coffee and conversations with countless times. But in that moment, she couldn't remember the woman's name. Not even a hint. It left her flustered. A little embarrassed. And a bit disappointed in herself. Sound familiar? This isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of change. A change that millions of people over 60 experience every day. As we age, the brain naturally prioritizes certain types of memories, often filtering out short-term details. That doesn't mean you're losing your intelligence. It just means your brain is shifting how it stores and retrieves information. Here's the good news, there are practical ways to work with this change. Start a memory journal. Write down names, birthdays, and details after meaningful conversations. Use tech to your advantage. Set gentle reminders, keep note apps updated, and don't hesitate to scroll through before an upcoming visit or event. Say it aloud. Repeating a person's name right after they introduce themselves helps reinforce it. And above all, be kind to yourself. If you forget, ask. Don't fake your way through the conversation. Sincerity matters more than memory. Most people will appreciate that you care enough to reconnect. Backhand index pointing right. Have you ever had a moment like Margaret's? Share your experience in the comments. What tricks do you use to keep your memory sharp? Let's create a space where no one has to feel ashamed of something that's simply human. Sign number 2, when simple tasks suddenly wear you out. There was a time when Margaret could breeze through her day, whipping up lunch, folding laundry, tending her garden, all before noon. But recently, something shifted. Now, even after a short walk or preparing a sandwich, she feels drained. Not the kind of tired you can sleep off. It's a weariness that settles deep in the bones, quiet but persistent. And she can't help but wonder, what's happening to me? Here's the reality. As we grow older, our energy no longer works on demand like it used to. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's biology. Our bodies process food differently. Muscles recover more slowly. And small things, climbing stairs, reaching for the top shelf, start demanding more than they used to. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. Step 1, reimagine how you spend your energy. Don't treat your day like a sprint. Break tasks into smaller steps. Pace yourself. And yes, give yourself full permission to rest, even if it's just 10 minutes with your feet up and your eyes closed. Rest is not a reward. It's part of the plan. Step 2. Hydration. Dehydration often disguises itself as fatigue. So even if you're not thirsty, sip water throughout the day. Think of it as fueling your internal engine. Step 3. Eat to stay steady. Big meals can weigh you down. Instead, enjoy smaller, well-balanced portions rich in whole grains, leafy greens, lean proteins, and fruit. These foods release energy slowly, helping you feel steady, not sluggish. Step 4. Listen to your body. If it whispers, pause. If it pleads, sit. You're not falling behind, you're aligning with the rhythm your body now dances to. So tell me, how do you protect your energy? Have you found tricks that help you stay strong through the day? Share in the comments. We learn best when we learn together. Sign number 3, when the scale creeps up without warning. For years, Margaret had maintained a balanced life, morning walks, yoga twice a week, home-cooked meals. But lately, the number on the scale has begun inching upward, even though her routine hasn't changed. At first, she brushed it off. But when her favorite jeans no longer fit, she felt the weight, not just physically, but emotionally. Sound familiar? Here's what's happening behind the scenes. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down. Even if your activity level stays the same, your body starts storing more and burning less, especially around the belly. So what can you do? Start with small, sustainable changes. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Simply reduce portion sizes slightly, cut back on ultra-processed snacks, and make room for nutrient-rich foods like fresh vegetables, whole grains, and lean meats. Watch how you move. Even light movement, like walking 30 minutes a day, helps maintain muscle and supports metabolism. Add a few strength exercises like resistance bands or light weights. Why? Because muscle burns calories even when you're resting. Tune into your body's evolving needs. You may not need as many calories now as you once did. And that's okay. Aging isn't about deprivation, it's about recalibration. Track, don't obsess. If you're gaining weight despite staying active, consider keeping a food journal, not to judge yourself, but to better understand your habits. And remember, you are not alone in this. Unexplained weight gain after 60 is common, and it's not a moral failure. It's an invitation to make gentle, intentional shifts. What's been your biggest challenge in maintaining strength and balance as you age? Let's open up in the comments. Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs right now. Sign number 4, when doctor visits become your new routine. There was a time when Margaret would go months, sometimes a full year, without stepping into a clinic. She was healthy, active, always the one reminding others to take care of themselves. But recently, her calendar tells a different story. Now, nearly every month brings a new appointment. Routine checkups, lab work, follow-ups, questions that need answers. It feels like her life has become a revolving door of doctor visits. And she's not alone. Many older adults begin to feel as if their time is spent more in waiting rooms than living rooms. But here's something worth remembering. Frequent checkups are not a sign of weakness. They're a sign of awareness. They mean you're not ignoring the quiet signals your body is sending. And that proactive mindset? It's how you catch the small things before they become big problems. Regular screenings, like blood pressure, cholesterol, or glucose tests, offer a clearer view of your current health. They help you make smarter choices, faster. And most importantly, they give you peace of mind. So how do you manage it all? Appointments, prescriptions, test results, without feeling overwhelmed? Create a personal health calendar. Write down every visit, set alerts on your phone, and stay one step ahead. Keep a health journal. Log your symptoms, medications, and questions for the doctor. This not only organizes your thoughts but ensures every visit is meaningful. Bring a list. Even 1 or 2 written questions can make a difference. It shows you're engaged and ensures you don't walk out forgetting to ask what matters most. Have doctor visits started to feel like a second job for you too? Tell us in the comments, what helps you stay on top of it all? Because with the right system, caring for your health doesn't have to feel like a burden. Sign number 5, when focus starts to slip away. For as long as she could remember, Margaret loved to read. Books were her escape, her joy, her peace. But lately, something's changed. She opens a novel, reads a page, and by the third paragraph, her mind is elsewhere. She rereads the same line over and over, and it feels like the story just disappears. Losing focus like this can feel frustrating. Even a little scary. Especially when it touches something that once brought you joy. But here's the truth. Aging can change how we process and retain information. It's not a sign that your mind is failing. It simply means it needs different types of support to stay sharp. The good news? You can train your focus like a muscle. Try puzzles, crosswords, logic games, anything that stretches your brain. Break reading into shorter chunks. One chapter at a time. Even a few pages a day makes a difference. Learn something new, a musical instrument, a hobby, or even a few words in another language. Newness fuels brain connections. Stay physically active and nourish your body well, because your brain is a part of your body too. Most of all, be patient. A sharp mind isn't about racing to remember. It's about staying engaged, curious, and kind to yourself along the way. Have you noticed changes in how you focus or think lately? What helps you stay mentally alert? Drop your insights in the comments. Someone out there might need your wisdom more than you know. Sign number 6, when loneliness begins to set in. Margaret used to start her mornings with a cup of coffee and the sound of familiar laughter. Old friends. Long walks. Late afternoon chats. Her days were filled with stories, companionship, connection. But over the years, things changed. Some friends moved away. Others passed on. The calls became fewer. The house got quieter. And that soft silence? It slowly turned into something heavier, loneliness. If you felt that too, you're not alone. Social isolation in later life is far more common than people admit. And its effects go deeper than we realize. It impacts not only our mood, but also our memory, energy, and even physical health. But here's what you must know. Connection doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. Join a local group even just once a week. A book club, gardening circle, or community center lunch. Explore online communities for seniors, Facebook groups, forums, or video calls with people who share your hobbies. Rekindle one old friendship. Send a card. Leave a voice message. One spark can reignite warmth. You don't need a crowd to feel connected. Just a few consistent, caring voices can transform your days. Have you found ways to stay connected as you age? Share them in the comments, because your small idea might bring someone else back to life. Sign number 7, when simple movements become hard. Margaret has always been active. She loved gardening, walking her dog, even trying out yoga at the senior center. But lately, bending down to tie her shoes feels like a challenge. Climbing the front steps leaves her winded. And getting off the couch? A slow, careful process. These changes are subtle, but they build up. And they're more common than most people realize. As we age, joint stiffness, reduced flexibility, and muscle loss gradually chip away at our ease of movement. But this isn't the end of the story. With intention and gentle effort, you can reclaim your mobility one stretch, one step, one breath at a time. Start with daily stretching. Just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement can improve flexibility and reduce pain. Focus on strength. Light resistance bands or water-based exercises can help you rebuild the muscles that support balance and posture. Move mindfully. Even a slow walk around the block keeps your joints active and your spirit refreshed. Work your core. Strengthening the hips, abdomen, and lower back improves your stability and lowers your risk of falls. And remember, don't rush. This isn't about getting back to the old you. It's about discovering a new strength, right where you are now. What movement brings you joy these days? Whether it's a walk in the garden or stretches on the porch, tell us in the comments. Because your story might be the push someone else needs to get moving again. Sign number 9, when sleep becomes a struggle. Margaret has always valued a good night's sleep. She used to drift off easily, resting through the night and waking refreshed, ready to greet the day. But now, something's different. Lately, she finds herself staring at the ceiling in the dark. She wakes up at 2 or 3 a.m., her thoughts racing, her body restless. The silence of the night feels longer, heavier. And by morning, she feels drained instead of restored. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Sleep disturbances are incredibly common in older adults, often tied to changes in hormones, body rhythms, or even stress and physical discomfort. But here's the good news, you can train your body to rest again. Establish a bedtime ritual. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. This consistency helps reset your body's internal clock. Limit caffeine after lunch. Even an afternoon cup of tea can linger in your system longer than you realize. Create a calming wind-down routine. Try deep breathing, gentle stretches, or a few minutes of meditation before bed. Set the stage. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Remove distractions. Make your bed a place of comfort, not chaos. Still not sleeping? Talk to your doctor. Underlying health issues like sleep apnea, chronic pain, or anxiety could be quietly stealing your rest. What helps you fall asleep and stay asleep? Share your rituals in the comments. Because when we sleep well, everything else feels easier. Sign number 10, when the world becomes harder to see and hear. Margaret always took pride in her sharp senses. She could read the tiniest font, catch the softest sound. But now, she struggles to follow conversations in crowded rooms. She squints more often when reading recipes or checking her phone. And sometimes, she nods along in conversations, not because she understands, but because she doesn't want to interrupt. It's a quiet form of isolation and one many people face but rarely speak about. Hearing and vision loss can feel like losing pieces of the world. It sneaks up. It's frustrating. And at times, it makes people feel invisible. But here's the truth. You don't have to just live with it. Get regular checkups. Eyes and ears need attention, just like the heart and lungs. And early detection makes all the difference. Embrace technology. Today's hearing aids are tiny, smart, and comfortable. Modern glasses and reading tools make daily life easier without stigma. Speak up. Let loved ones know you need them to slow down, face you, or speak clearly. Connection doesn't disappear when senses fade, it just needs new ways to work. Don't withdraw. The world may feel distant, but you still belong in every room, every conversation, every memory. Have you found tools or habits that help you stay connected despite vision or hearing changes? Share in the comments, your insight might help someone feel seen and heard again. Sign number 11, when the world starts to fade visually or audibly. There was a time when Margaret could spot a bird's wings fluttering across the yard or hear the gentle crackle of a turning page. But now, reading a book requires squinting. Conversations in noisy cafes blur into background hums. And moments that once felt clear now feel distant. It's subtle at first. But over time, these changes in vision and hearing can chip away at confidence and connection. Here's the truth many hesitate to say. Losing clarity, whether in sight or sound, can feel like losing pieces of the life you love. But you're not helpless. Not even close. First, stay ahead with regular checkups. Annual visits to your eye doctor and audiologist can detect early issues long before they become disruptive. Update your tools. A new pair of prescription glasses can sharpen your view dramatically. And modern hearing aids? They're nearly invisible, incredibly effective, and designed to make conversations feel easy again. Ditch the stigma. These tools aren't signs of decline, they're signs of commitment to staying connected. Green Circle makes simple adjustments. Turn on subtitles when watching TV. Sit closer in group settings. Ask others to speak clearly, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. Have you experienced changes in your hearing or vision? What helped you adjust? Share your experience below because your insight could bring someone else back into the world they've been quietly drifting away from. Sign number 12, when the weather gets under your skin. Margaret once loved the sunshine on her shoulders and the crisp bite of winter air on her face. But now, summer feels suffocating. Winter leaves her shivering, even indoors. With age, the body's ability to regulate temperature starts to shift, and what once felt pleasant can suddenly feel extreme. This increased sensitivity can catch you off guard. But with a few smart habits, comfort is still within reach. Layer up wisely. Wear breathable fabrics like cotton or bamboo in the summer, and warm layers like wool or fleece in the winter. Layering gives you control throughout the day. Make home your climate zone. Use fans, heaters, or humidifiers to keep your space just right. Add a lightweight blanket at night or a cooling cloth during hot spells. Hydrate. Hot or cold, your body needs water to regulate itself. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Mind your schedule. Avoid walking outside during peak heat or extreme chill. Choose mornings or late afternoons instead. These little choices help you stay grounded, physically and emotionally, even as the seasons change. Have you noticed yourself becoming more sensitive to temperature? What's helped you adapt? Drop your favorite tip in the comments. Let's help each other stay warm, stay cool, and stay well. Sign number 13, when your temper gets shorter than you remember. Margaret always thought of herself as even-tempered. Patient. Calm. The kind of woman who let the small stuff slide. But lately? She's caught herself snapping at the smallest inconveniences. A delayed delivery. A misplaced phone. A sudden change of plans. Nothing catastrophic, but enough to leave her feeling embarrassed, even a little guilty. Where was this coming from? Here's the truth. Aging can change how we process emotions. Shifts in hormones. Changes in brain chemistry. Even the accumulation of tiny daily frustrations. They all add up and can make your emotions feel louder than they used to. But here's the good news. You're not at the mercy of these emotions. There are small, powerful habits that can bring calm back to your days. Breathe with intention. When irritation bubbles up, pause. Inhale slowly. Hold it. Exhale longer than you inhale. Repeat. Let the nervous system reset. Practice mindfulness. Notice the emotion without judgment. Ask yourself, what am I really reacting to? Often, it's not the moment, but a feeling that's been lingering. Anchor yourself in gratitude. Each morning or night, write down 3 things, simple things, you're grateful for. This trains your mind to seek the good, even on hard days. Have you noticed changes in your emotional reactions lately? What helps you return to calm when frustration flares? Let's support one another in staying grounded even when the little things try to tip us over. Sign number 14, when accepting help feels like losing independence. Margaret has always been fiercely independent. She took pride in doing things her way, handling errands, keeping her home in order, managing her life solo. But recently, asking for help has become unavoidable. She hesitated the first time she asked a neighbor to pick up groceries. She winced when her daughter offered to clean the kitchen. Every offer of help felt like a quiet reminder. I can't do it all anymore. And that realization stung. But here's the shift Margaret is learning to embrace. Accepting help isn't surrendering control. It's making space for connection. For grace. For smarter use of your time and energy. Asking for help is not weakness, it's wisdom. It allows you to focus on what brings you joy, not what drains you. Delegating creates freedom. Less time spent struggling means more time painting, walking, laughing, living. Needing support doesn't diminish who you are. It simply honors where you are right now. Have you ever struggled to accept help? What helped you shift your mindset? Share your story in the comments, because growing older isn't about losing independence. It's about redefining it. Final thoughts, aging isn't the end, it's the invitation. Let's be honest, aging comes with its fair share of unexpected guests. A little forgetfulness. A little frustration. A few aches that weren't there last year. And yes, some of them show up uninvited. But here's what Elena, and many like her, are discovering. The journey of growing older isn't about resisting change. It's about dancing with it. Some steps will feel awkward. Some days, you'll trip. But with the right mindset, the right habits, and a little support from one another, you'll find your rhythm again. So what part of today's video resonated with you the most? Have you seen yourself in Elena's story? Leave us a comment. Like the video if it made you feel seen. Subscribe so you never miss another moment of wisdom shared here. Because no matter your age, you are never too old to grow, to laugh, to love, and to live fully.